Wow, them people on TikTok with Tourette's that swear and all that stuff, they're such a riot. I wish I had something like that. Am I just a joke to you? Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the reality of living with coprolalia, or the swearing tics that are very, very commonly associated with Tourette syndrome. More specifically, in fact, we're going to be talking about how it's not very fun, and TikTok doesn't do a good job of showing how effing miserable it is living with it. So, a lot of people seem to know Tourette's from that one episode of South Park where Cartman is blurting out bad words and insults to people. A lot of people see TikTokers of people just shouting out swear words and think that that's something very desirable and fun to live with, and that we just get away with everything we say. No, we fucking don't. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my personal experience with coprolalia, how some stories that other people have sent me, how I'm going to cover like the anxiety of living with it, and just a bunch of other stuff. But before we get into any of that, we need to talk about some misconceptions, or one in particular, because in fact only about 1 in 10 people with Tourette's actually have coprolalia. I've heard another statistic that is 10 to 15% of people with Tourette's have coprolalia or swearing tics. And something that not a lot of people seem to know about coprolalia, which is kind of funny, and you need to know this. Not really, but it's kind of funny, trust me. Coprolalia literally translates to shit talking. So we have copro over here, means feces, and then lalia means talking. Shit talking. And also, I don't want this video to be invalidating to anyone with Tourette's that does not have coprolalia, because a lot of aspects of Tourette's can be very stressful, even if you don't have coprolalia. So for example, going to the store, I can have some pretty wacky motor tics and vocal tics that don't necessarily involve swearing. So I say lean a lot, so people sometimes look at me and give me a weird look, like, do you want me to do this? Then oh man, in stores I'll do a lot of this, a lot of this. Oh, I'm just a weird person in the stores, okay? My Tourette's makes me feel like I'm partaking in an episode of Impractical Jokers sometimes. Because of all these things that I don't want to do, but I have to do them anyway, or else I'll get the punishment of more severe tics later on in the day. Lane. Also, a lot of times when I go to buy booze, my very obvious hiccup tic. Wow, cripple. Cockroach. My very obvious hiccup tic makes it sound like I've already been drinking when I go to buy booze, so I get questioned a lot. You sure you want to get that? Sounds like you've had enough to drink. No, I'm sober, but I want to change that. Coprolalia can make social interactions a lot more scary. We don't know what's going to come out of our mouths. We can... Lane. Hey, bitch. Some people can suppress their tics, but only to a certain degree. For example, I am relatively good at quieting down my tics in the store, but I still get plenty of looks. I still have plenty of people talk to me about my tics and wonder what the hell I'm doing. Lane. Dickhead. Coprolalia, on the internet, it looks very, very funny. People seem to think that our tics only exist on the internet, but however, when I go out there in that scary world called outside, I know I have to do that sometimes and I hate it, but I go to there and then hiccup, cockroach. My tics still go along with me, even my coprolalia. So While on TikTok, for example, I might be the funny ticking hiccup guy. I'm also that guy outside, except it's a lot less funny, and I have to deal with the strange looks. And as an introvert, that terrifies me. I don't want that attention. I go on the internet because I want attention. I don't go outside because I want attention. The internet is great because you can look at us through a screen and know that we have Tourette's and we cannot help. But then, yeah, we go outside. There's no screen there. Nothing. We have to live by ourselves. There's no people in the comment section to defend us. Nope. We go out there and we do our thing. We can't block people outside. We have to deal with it and try to explain. So luckily, most of my interactions with people regarding my Tourette's is pretty normal. Either they just are like, oh, and then ignore me, which is fine. Please ignore me. I'm an introvert. You are free to ignore me. There's this one time which was not so fun. I was driving, and during this time in my life, I had this lane. I had this tic where I would repeatedly hit the horn, and that's very common. And I also had this middle finger tic. So in combination of that, I looked like a very belligerent person pulling into this gas station. So I walked by this truck. They honk their horn. They wail that thing really loud at me. So I'm startled. I go in. I'm just trying to get a pretzel. That's all I want. Brian, trying to get a pretzel with Tourette's. Can he do it? Yes, but it's very stressful. So I went in there. He walked by me. He's like, what the fuck? And then he went away. He walked by me again. What a bitch. And he walked away again. That was the last I've heard from him, but yeah. I'm trying to go to a gas station, and I'm just getting stopped by this guy, calling me all sorts of names, and then walking away. I can't tell him, hey, I have Tourette's, because he just keeps evading me. I mean, I can see why he would get mad at me, but I can't help it. This sucks. So, there's another time I went to this Christmas event in downtown, and cripple. It was that tic I just said. For some reason, that specific day, that tic really wanted to come out. My spicy brain in here had to let everyone know that one C word. I don't like that word. I work with people with developmental disabilities. I hate that word, but that word escapes my mouth all the time. Lane, you shouldn't be laughing. You're a cripple. Lane. So I'm in public. I'm saying that a lot. I get some looks. No one ever talks to me about it, which is good, but I'm getting so much looks. I know I'm being a nuisance. I know people are watching me. So I had to leave early because my anxiety was all the way up here, and it is not good for my anxiety to be up here. So just kind of for my own safety, I wanted to avoid a scene. I had to leave early for my own good. And I also posted, I wanted some people to let me know their stories about Coprolalia, and I got a few responses. So someone by the name of Sarah, or Potato with Tourette's, reached out to me, and they talked to me about their Coprolalia and how, as it got worse, it has negatively affected their life. So Sarah, cripple, she's a fucking cripple. She has repeatedly been forced out of stores, has been yelled at for her Tourette's, for something that she cannot help. She wants to work with children, with kindergartners, and that has just kind of killed that lifelong dream. That dream is dead now because of her disability getting worse. And so as a result, she feels stuck at her current job where she works in fast food. But even in that environment, there's still sharp objects, there's hot stoves and stuff. Plenty of things for her Tourette's to get their muddy paws into. So even that is becoming dangerous for her. So she's trapped, but the walls are closing in on her. That's a reality of Tourette's. That is something that people have to deal with. I had another friend reach out to me on TikTok. So this friend is Amy, or Amy with Tourette's on TikTok, or Amy Just Tourette's. Oh, I butchered it. Anyway, so she got invited to a christening, and I am unfamiliar with Catholic customs, so I'm sorry if I butchered the story. I probably will. So she got invited, and because of her Tourette's, her anxiety all just instantly went all the way up here. As people with Tourette's anxiety does, it's always up here. Well, at least for me. I can't speak for other people. Lame. Anyway. So beforehand, she talked to the bishop that, hey, I have Tourette's. This might be interesting. Just letting you know. I mean, I wasn't there, so I can't say that's how the conversation went, but that's how it went in my head. So she gives them the tea talk, but that doesn't really completely help her anxiety. She's still losing sleep all the way up to the event. The event comes, and sure enough, she's interrupting the quiet church with her loud, vulgar Coprolalia tics. At one point, she got called up to the front to be part of the ceremony. And this is more lighthearted, but I feel bad for her because that's a legitimately anxiety-inducing situation. She called the bishop a cunt. There was a few times where they were like, okay, we bless, I think the name was Aggie. We bless Aggie. God loves Aggie. And her Tourette says, no, he doesn't. No, we don't. No, he doesn't. Just stuff like that. Again, that's really anxiety inducing, but that's for everyone else. I can see how that's either hilarious or very offensive. But with someone with Tourette's, you're just super anxious during that time. The story ends, and it sounds like no one really was mean to her because of that, which is great. But still, that was a very brave Tourette's moment that is also very terrifying, and I'm glad it didn't happen to me. I probably would have just flat out not shown up. Appreciate the TikTok mutuals that reached out to me and told me their stories. Cripple. If you want to share your stories, please let me know in the down below. I'm always interested to hear other people's experience living with Tourette's. So yes, whether or not you've gotten someone mad at you for your coprolalia, you don't have coprolalia, you have tics, and they're still giving you anxiety, even if your situation doesn't perfectly match someone that seemingly has it worse. Your experience, your anxiety with Tourette's, on behalf of me, is valid. So you're valid, your anxiety is valid. Tourette's really, really, really sucks sometimes. But there is a whole community out there, so you are not alone. You can reach out to people, and to any degree, not being in charge of the noises your body, or the noises that come out of your body, that can be a very anxiety inducing condition to live with. Cripple. So that's why I'm just kind of using my platform to spread awareness. Speaking of platform, that translates into our next thing. You can find me on TikTok at Hiccup with Tourette's. You can find me on Instagram at Brian the Bee. You can find me on here if you subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm dancing. You gotta subscribe now, baby. So please subscribe. If you watched all this, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a good 2022, baby.